So this problem says the Walnut Cove Women's Club sells hot dogs and drinks from a concession stand at the annual 4th of July parade. Carl bought 3 hot dogs and 3 drinks and paid $16.50. Susan purchased 4 hot dogs and 2 drinks and was charged $16.40. What is the cost of 1 hot dog and what is the cost of 1 drink? So remember, the first thing we need to do is see what we're being asked to find. And what we're being asked to find, it says, what is the cost of 1 hot dog and what is the cost of 1 drink? And that's going to let us create our let statement. So we say let x equal the cost of 1 hot dog. So the cost of 1 hot dog. And let y equal the cost of 1 drink. So now that we know what our variables represent, we have to go back through and see what information they've given us and how we can use that to create our equations. So it says Carl bought 3 hot dogs and 3 drinks and paid a total of $16.50. So we have 3 hot dogs, and our hot dogs represent x. So 3x plus 3 drinks, so that's 3y, and his total came to $16.50. Then it says Susan purchased 4 hot dogs and 2 drinks and was charged $16.40. So that's 4 hot dogs, so 4x, plus 2 drinks, so 2y, equals $16.40. Now we have our system of equations, and because they're both in standard form, ax plus by equals c, I'll use the addition method to solve. In order to use the addition method, we have to have opposite coefficients on either our x's or our y's. And remember, opposite coefficients mean that they're the same number with the opposite sign. So the first thing I'll do is multiply both equations. And the first equation I'm going to multiply by x's coefficient, 4. And the second equation I'm going to multiply by the first equation's x coefficient of 3. Now since both of our x's are positive, I'm going to have to make one of them negative. It doesn't matter which one you make negative, so I'll just make the top one negative. So when I distribute, I'm going to get negative 12x plus negative 12y equals, and then 16.50 times negative 4 is going to give me negative 66. And then I'm going to get 12x, distributing here, plus 6y equals, and then 16.40 times 3 is going to give me 49.2. Now we add our two equations together, and negative 12x plus 12x cancels. Negative 12y plus 6y is negative 6y. And negative 66 plus 49.2 is going to give us negative 16.8. Now solving for y, we just have to divide both sides by negative 6. And that will give us y equals 2.8. But since this is a monetary amount, we'll write 2.8 as $2.80. Then our y variable represents the cost of 1 drink, so it's $2.80, and we'll say for 1 drink. Well, now we know that y is 2.8, so we just take our first equation. Doesn't matter which one we use, so I'll use the first. That's 3x plus 3y equals 16.50. And now substitute 2.8 for y. So that's 3x plus 3 times 2.8 equals 16.50. Well, 3 times 2.8 is going to be 8.4. So that's 3x plus 8.4 equals, and I'm just going to write this as 16.5 since the 0 doesn't really matter. So 16.5. Now if I want to solve for x, the first thing I have to do is get rid of the 8.4. So we subtract 8.4 from both sides. And that's going to give me 3x is equal to 8.1. Now I divide both sides by 3. And x equals 2.7. And as a monetary amount, that is $2.70. And that's going to be the cost of one hot dog. And we're done.